welcome back to the Locker Room Podcast. We're here again discussing a new topic today. This is something we haven't really spoken about before too much on the podcast. Straying a bit away from game weeks and talking about combined 11s and whatnot. We thought why not just switch it up a bit. We are going to talk about if we think football has fell off from the beautiful game of individual brilliance to now just talking about systems, and now it feels like the managers are the main characters of each team compared to before where there was like who's the star players in each team, you know? As always, if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below if you agree or disagree. We're going to get straight into it. Tunde has wants to pick up from this and sort of just give us a little rundown of how this video is going to work. So go for it.
See, guys, I can't lie. For a minute, I've been thinking about, has football been died? Like, is it dying?
Has football been died?
Has football been died?
Good one.
Has football been died? No, because we got the podcast ourselves, but obviously I'm a fan of SDS, Filthy, Big Six, all of that.
Yeah.
And a common consensus, they don't say it all the time, but it's like, football's dead now. It's not as exciting.
Yeah.
Everybody's just a tactic merchant. What the common phrase is a man a system player, or is he a luxury player?
Yeah.
And all that, and stuff like that. And I just wanted to talk about, because we never really have discussions like this.
Yeah.
It's always previews and this and that. And I wanted to start off with the prime example, of which people say, is Jack Grealish.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Grealish was a luxury player when he first... Huh?
At Villa.
I would say so, yeah.
As in
Grealish was not a luxury player at Villa.
No, bro.
no, I think what he means is
he was a star player.
Yeah, he was a star player, but he had a role where he could just do what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not, a luxury player is not what he is. Ozil was a luxury player.
Bro, I would say they're quite similar.
Yeah,
I would say
Grealish
when I
was single-handedly carrying that Villa squad.
Bro,
through
it was
promotion.
but it was down to how they just let everything flow through Grealish.
That's not a luxury player.
I would say so.
What I would argue
I would
is a
say
luxury
so.
player is more like a João Felix, where it's like the system
He's not even
has
a player,
But I think they mean
nothing luxury
to-
about him, innit?
Yeah.
That's no fast star, bro.
Man said that.
A luxury player's like Palmer, bro. He goes missing in all these big games. And
Brother, we're not here to talk about Chelsea. We're not here to talk about Chelsea.
Could be, but yeah.
Even though he's better than your star boy, but
No,
it is
he's
what it
not.
is. Yes, he is. But anyway, I want to talk about Jack Grealish because I think his career has gone to waste. I think he should go back to Villa now.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the obviously the story of Jack Grealish. So, as you said,
his career's not gone to waste. Boys won a treble. What is that?
Okay, but as in like from an individual point of view, from an individual
he got
standpoint,
promoted from his boyhood club. He moved to City, won the treble.
Of course, trophies wise, we're saying of course it's benefited him, but we're saying in terms of where we thought Jack Grealish as a player would rank in the league's
He's not the
set
same.
of players.
He's not the same player.
Yeah.
When
but-
Jack Grealish was at Villa, we looked at his trajectory thinking he could be one of the next biggest stars to come out of the Premier League.
But-
He sold for the price tag of £100 million pound to City in the first place. We thought the £100 million Jack Grealish is going to be the Jack Grealish that we got at City. Obviously,
I don't think we did though.
yeah, of course we didn't. Yeah, no, you didn't think that.
No, as soon as he moved to City, everyone knew. Everyone said that Pep's gonna change him.
That's what I was going to say.
He's gonna lose
Pep
his
does have
fluidity in life.
Pep does have a history of changing players who have flair or have like individual brilliance and want to change a game by themselves to sort of null in their personality on the
And
pitch.
there's many players like that. Not picking players for their position to fully thrive, or even just picking players and don't even bring them to the club in the first place.
Yeah.
I can't lie. You could probably say the same about Arsenal. Arsenal are a very good team. They're a very good team, but there are games where you could just be like, you want to be entertained like much more.
What?
Playing
Oh, yeah, no, I hear
Havertz,
that, 100%.
Odegaard is a brilliant player, but he's not like a Ozil.
No,
or something
but
like
I
that.
don't think
I'm not
cussing Arsenal.
I don't think that's down to the manager though.
I think
I
it
would
is.
argue Odegaard's one of the players that actually entertains me at Arsenal.
I know. I think they could. I think they could
In
do a
terms
bit
of
better.
bro, but we don't have.
I'm talking on
winger.
a general aspect.
Bro, we don't have a winger which we've carved from an attacking, flary, byline winger to like let's say Saka and Martinelli for example. Martinelli's like, let's take a man on, let's keep running and wish like for a cross. Saka's like, I cut in, do this, maybe go back out and then come back in, cross the ball in. Arteta's only improved their game. He hasn't taken away from their game. Pep molds the players to fit what he wants them to do. So he went from having Sterling and Sane, beautiful wingers. I think probably one of alongside Mane and Salah, they're probably the two best winger partnerships that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And he switched it for Grealish and Mahrez,
Yeah.
who were less direct and come in more and play with the ball.
Yeah.
And we all knew that Grealish was going to lose that individual brilliance about him. But when you go to a big club that have world-class players that are better than you, because Jack Grealish was the best player in that squad, in the Villa squad.
Do you not think Jack Grealish, if he was playing the same way he was playing at Villa, he wouldn't be one of the better players in City squad?
I think he would.
He wouldn't have been better than Mahrez. He wouldn't have been better than...
He wouldn't have been better than
De
Foden or De Bruyne in the 10.
Foden, I don't know about.
De Bruyne, no.
No. He wouldn't have been better than either of them.
He would have been maybe 5th or 6th.
But I think they bought him to do that initially and cover both spaces. But he doesn't play like that. And a good example of what I was trying to say before as well is that now, at the start of this season and last season, people were saying, now Pep's trying to go back to how he was with Sterling and Sane, with Savio and Doku. And Doku, I think he's a brilliant player. His end product is mad. But if you want to try defending one-on-one, this guy will rip you to shreds.
Yeah.
For a fact. But... What you disagree?
I don't agree. I wouldn't say he rips people to shreds.
He does.
The same way I look at someone like a Vinicius Junior, who I think will rip someone to shreds. I think Doku might get past the man, but he won't really get into a space that's desirable for him. He will just get past the player.
He's a button basher on FIFA, bro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's very much like he might get past the man, but he might slow down play at the same time.
Yeah.
Or he might get past the man. It's all foreplay.
Yeah.
It's all foreplay, you know?
Yeah.
His football style is like, it's all foreplay. No end. There's no end product. There's no finish.
But I think
no pun intended.
I think football has evolved, bro. We went for a stage where...
Do you think it's evolved and it's not dying? Yeah. It's not as boring.
No,
you know what it is. I think it's boring or it's disengaging for the non-match going fans.
I wouldn't agree because I find it quite entertaining from home a lot of the time.
For the non-match going fans.
Yeah, like
that's a bad statement to me.
How?
Because a lot of match going fans do say it.
No, but in terms of the match going fans have something to enjoy when they go to the matches.
But even match going fans will say the same thing. I'm talking about the quality of football.
But it depends what team you're watching, bro.
There's probably Arsenal fans. You could take my word for it.
Yeah, but I've said that. I don't like the football we're playing now. Is not enjoyable to watch.
It's probably one of the worst.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you.
That's my whole point.
But bro, there's football. There's teams that I go to. Like, let's say when we go to away matches or like I just go to other games. I enjoy watching their football, bro.
But do you think it's better or worse than it was before?
How long ago are you talking, bro?
I'm saying exactly a decade ago. Leicester times. Chelsea.
But the Premier League was completely different back then, bro.
That's the whole point.
Because I didn't enjoy watching Arsenal back then because we were pretty shit.
Yeah, valid.
You get me?
Valid.
Like,
I didn't enjoy as much Liverpool shit as well. So
it's all depending on how your team's also playing at that period of time, bro.
I think it does have a massive impact.
Another point to this topic is the quality of teams around Europe as well. That's one of the biggest.
Yeah, I agree. The quality around Europe has sort of dropped down. You know, especially when you're in the Champions League and you look around Europe and you're like,
I think it's bad.
Like Liverpool's not particularly this Liverpool side isn't particularly one of the best sides I've seen in the last few years.
I agree with that.
But when I come into Europe this season, I'm thinking there's not really many teams that I think can compete with us.
Season, bro. Real Madrid come through and
Real Madrid are the anomaly because they have a lot of those players that are still in the same ilk of a decade ago. You get the Vinicius Juniors, you have the Mbappe, you have Rodrigo, you have Jude Bellingham.
In isolation.
They bring what we call the Galacticos, who will forever hold that sort of standard of they play football, who some people like to call the right way, where like the players will have flair, they all have individual brilliance. We talk about Carlo Ancelotti, for example, where some people question how good of a manager he is, because a lot of the time he'll just let his players roam freely. Like, he'll let his players, he says when he gets to the final third, his job is to get his team to the final third. Once they get to that point, it's all up to them. And I think a lot of people share that same view of football, where they would prefer attackers, especially, let's face it, to be a lot more free-flowing and do what they want in the final third rather than pass it into the goal.
It's very different to the Premier League. How the Premier League, I think it's more strategic in how you have to play your league games.
I agree with that. Knockout football is completely different.
Yeah.
You can get away with X Factor in knockout football because a lot of the time it like teams are tense. Like, over 38 game weeks.
Like you see in the league, bro. Real Madrid are not bopping teams every day. They lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to in the league. Yeah. It's like all the Prem teams like us. We lose to people we're not meant to lose to.
Yeah.
On paper, just because the way that the league is set up, you have to play 38 games. Every game is a new game week. There's no aggregate score. There's nothing.
Let me ask you something. When you say is football better? What do you lot prefer when you watch football? Because obviously a lot of people will say they want to bring back samba. They want to bring back Brazilian footballers, for example. Like they don't want to see Martinelli. They want to see someone more like a Neymar that gets revived into the game. Whereas Jogo Benito, like you said, people have flair, people have personality on the pitch. But do you lot not see, like, do you lot not enjoy? Because I always wonder this when people say, oh, they don't enjoy football anymore. I'm thinking, why do you not find it enjoyable to see a player pick out a great pass, for example?
I don't think strikers make the runs that they used to make, or they play how they used to play purely because they have to make smarter moves now. Like a small little bit offside, and they're going to be offside. Like it's clear and obvious errors.
Whereas back in the day, they just
Like,
knew if
back
they
in
held
the
the
day-
line roughly,
Yeah.
it would have been.
Okay,
fine.
let me ask you lot this then, yeah? Obviously, I think all three of us can all say we agree that we enjoy when we watch a player rip a man to shreds. For example, what Trossard did to Pedro Porro the other day. Like, that's very enjoyable to watch. But obviously, football's going in a direction
It's
where we
technical now.
where we see that less. But what we see more of is, because the system's improving so much, we see a lot
It's the
more of
whole-
like crafted goals or team goals.
I love
It's the
them.
whole-
Do you
it's the
lot,
whole
yeah?
team.
Do you lot not enjoy watching football and seeing
like
like a fullback overlap or invert and then
you're loving this too much.
But does your team do that?
Yeah, every now and then.
When are your team?
no, but-
When's
Did
the
we
last
not?
time?
Did we not? But Astana 8-0 this season.
No,
bro.
but forget even watching your own team play. When you watch other teams play and you see, like, I don't know, a fullback switch it to the other
Oh
side.
yeah, no, of
they
course.
cut
No,
in,
no, I'm saying, of course, you can
couple
appreciate
1-2s.
it.
Like, I
but-
enjoy that football as well.
No, a lot, no,
it
but-
doesn't just have to be someone ripping someone to shreds.
No.
You might put it on the players, but do you not think the managers probably have got the managers now are better than they were 10 years ago?
Yeah, I
Yes,
do.
100%.
I do.
And so
100%.
managers make football teams. They put their ideas, their philosophies.
But is it worth it? Is it worth it at the end of the
But
day?
okay, but I've got a
Because at
question-
the end of
but
the
I've
day,
got a question
football
for
is
you,
a
yeah?
product.
No, but I've got a question for you. Say you're a manager now.
Yeah.
You're not going to make your team play shit so the other team can look good. If there's two good managers playing head to head and they're both tactically inept, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be a very hard game to break down. No,
Yeah.
yes or no?
Oh yeah, of course.
So-
no, of course, because
And-
right now there's so much money in
And
football
there's so many
and things
different
like
ideas in football. And bro, you're even seeing it like in the Premier League alone. Iriola, Nuno, like they're bringing their own philosophies to the ground, and it's showing it can work.
But I think it's all solely tactically astute. And when we go back to luxury players, you don't see it as much anymore. I'm saying players back in the day, which you would call, a lot of it is good nostalgia, and it could be clouded by the fact that I was young and these are the first time I'm enjoying these moments for the first time, innit? So I'm thinking Payet scoring free kicks just out of nowhere. Hazard scoring that goal against Tottenham at the Battle of the Bridge when he spun Coquelin and like times like that. I think it's rare to see goals like that anymore.
Do you not think you still see it like here and there at least? Maybe not as often.
Here and there.
But don't you think when you do find it, don't you think you might find it more enjoyable? Then?
That's what I was gonna say, because it's so much more of a wow factor nowadays when you see it, because it's like, wow, they just broke down that whole system a manager gets praised for week in, week out. Just from him alone.
No, but I think, of course, yeah. But the thing is, I felt like before those were teams. Like teams' aims were to not necessarily create goals, but it was to be like that every week. Like Dele Alli came. Remember the goal what he scored against Crystal Palace in the half volley, and I'm saying they tried to create moments like that.
Yeah.
They might not say that to the whatever, but they tried.
really-
whereas now you're not gonna get that unless, because Saka, Martinelli, in general they're still good players. They take the guys on this and that, but their motto is not like they're not really trying to go
Create
into
a
the
moment.
center of the pitch and try to do whatever. Because it's very unlikely.
Yeah, but bro, you got to remember they do that and they lose the ball.
No, but that's my whole point.
But that's
Bro,
the thing.
so
Do you disagree or do you agree with me?
I disagree, bro, because you got to remember when there's stuff on the line, for example.
Yeah.
It's risk reward at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Arsenal are chasing a title. If Martinelli does that and we lose the ball now and they score, whose
you're
fault's
pissed.
that?
Yeah, you're pissed.
So why would a player risk doing that in a moment that he doesn't need to for a little wonder goal, bro?
It's a lot different now because, like you said, the managers have improved. When you look at like a decade ago, we couldn't name every manager of every team. Now, if I go around the room and I talk about managers in all 20 teams in the Premier League,
We can name
all
the
of
manager
them.
for all of
Yeah,
them.
we can name all of them.
Probably
It's
Bar
because-
from Southampton.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd
facts.
probably say.
Facts.
I don't know who replaced Russell Martin.
But we can name these managers because we know their philosophies. We know how that manager
Yeah,
sets
like
up a team.
every team, their style of play and this and that. Yeah,
Exactly. But what I will say is, I feel like football's all about winning. Let's face it, right? You set up a football team.
Yeah.
The prime. What am I trying to say? The prime like mission for a manager
Prerogative.
is to win a football team.
hell?
Is to win a football game.
Yeah.
And obviously, if they try play like how they played back then, it's proven now that that's not going to work against structured systems anymore. It's just not going to happen because of the way football's evolved. If someone was to play how, I don't know, how someone set up in the 2010s, it's not going to work in today's football. So it's a big reason as to why like Jose's declined for some reason these days.
No, of course. And then even if you see someone like Sean Dyche, David Moyes, you might, of course, they're not the greatest coaches, but I don't think they'll get the success they did when Burnley got 7th, and when David Moyes got Everton in the top 8. They went 7 consecutive seasons in the top. 8 or 9 or whatever. Like consistent.
Obviously, it's down to the personnel you have as well.
I wanted to say, last point on that, I think a part of it is recruitment as well.
Okay.
I think teams are recruiting very differently to how they did back in the day. I think there's a lot of reliance on potential and what they could be, more so than back in the day. And they're asking players to perform that now.
But if we look from a wide spectrum, football is a business, whether you like it or not.
No, I know.
And you're not going to splash money. Let's say, for example, everyone splashes 100 million on a player like Grealish, high expectations, like you said, and they don't fulfill. Then what do? They lost 100 million that they probably couldn't afford. They're going to probably get in trouble with FFP.
Yeah.
Why not do what Brighton do? Wolves do it well. They try recruit. They use their scouting system, which they pay people for, to get talent, which they can either sell on or develop into stars.
I understand that. Like with Chelsea now, because we're buying players for just that little bit of talent they may have, the little bit of tech they may have. But I think now it's becoming a detriment to how teams are playing in general.
Yeah.
Because what was it, 7-8 years ago, Chelsea went and bought a Pedro that was quite old, but
it was 30 mil, 25 mil, no?
No, that's what I was saying, but it was very efficient. But then now we're buying the Mudriks and this and that, just for the bit of talent they have, and now it's just like why they're there. It's the same with Nunes, bro.
I think talent's measured differently now. It's more about how efficient a player is, rather
and what they could
how good
be.
they are technically.
But
maybe.
even at the transfer model, bro, there's so many people involved now. It's very hard to get the player you want for the price you want. You guys haven't done it successfully in the past 10 years. He has, his team has, my team has.
What do you mean?
Got a player of a good standard for a cheap price.
Yes.
You haven't?
In the past 10 years.
Okay, go on.
You actually hate Chelsea, my guy.
In the past 10 years.
Thiago Silva on a free, Kante for 30 mil.
That wasn't 10 years ago.
Yes, Kante. It was, bro.
It would
have been more than 10 years ago, bro.
No, it wasn't.
Leicester was 15, 16.
Yes. I get what you're saying. You just wanted to put your Chelsea hate in there.
A good standard, like a player that's performing week in, week out, is going to cost you 60 M's plus minimum.
I'm saying, okay, someone like Gabriel Martinelli.
Yeah.
Should he be paying for us? He's proven that he can play at a decent level. But what was he in the 2nd division in Brazil?
Yeah, but
should he really be paying for Arsenal?
But we signed him for 18 mil. He was in our team for like 3-4 years before he became in the first team.
He's proven his worth.
Yeah.
But bro, you acting like we just threw him in there. We waited like 3 years before he actually like progressed into the first team and became a starter. Yeah, he didn't just come in here, bro. You got to look at it like from a wide point of view. What else do you really want teams to do? Because most teams don't have the ability to go splash out money. That's where feeder clubs like the Big Six and all these Real Madrid and Barca's, they come buy the players off you, bro.
I feel now it's just so obvious.
Do you not feel like those moments you're talking about in football are dying though? Because I feel like there's almost every game week something crazy happens in football anyways.
Yeah.
Like we still see wonder goals. We still see Palmer scoring a banger against whoever it is. We see the Salah goal against City. We saw
football's so enjoyable.
One that comes to mind is I don't know if you don't remember. It was semi-final Real Madrid versus City, and Vinny let the ball go through his legs and through Fernandinho's legs. Ran down the wing, he scored. We still get like individual brilliance moments. Maybe they don't happen as often, but I don't think they happened as often as you think they did in the past. I think we just remember it like that because of nostalgia. Like we remember the highlights of previous seasons more than them actually happening week in, week out. A lot of those games still would have had combination goals or like scrappy goals. It's just we remember highlights because it's so long ago now, isn't it?
Anyway, let's wrap that up.
All right, guys. As always, if you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below if you think football is dying on us.
Comment down below. You would have seen in our previous videos. I've been active in the comments. I'm trying to catch up to all the comments we've had over the past years, we've done TLR,
Yeah.
which is actually
2 years
crazy.
now. 2 years.
2 years.
the
Yeah. 2
anniversary.
years on one day. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to argue with these two, please comment in the comments.
Yeah, just let us know if you think football's dying or if you think football's going at a good rate. I think it's going at a good rate, man. I think we still get brilliant moments of football. But yeah, guys, thank you very much and goodbye.